My free hit is active for Blank Gameweek 34 and I'm on course for my best finish ever in FPL. Do I play this week risky with some differential one-week punts, or do I stick with the crowd and go quite template? Let's find out in today's transfer plans video. Welcome back to the FPL Mugs YouTube channel and welcome to today's transfer plans video for Blank Gameweek 34. If you enjoy this type of content, hit like, hit subscribe, it really does support my small FPL channel. We're straight into the video though with a quick review of Game Week 33, and the reason we're doing this is there are still games to be played. It is of course double game week and you can see all the players with fixtures still to go. Now the reason I mention this is because if I did not activate my free hit for Blank Game Week 34, this would be my team. It would score me a huge 0 points. So that is why the free hit is active. We've been on this strategy of wildcard 32, bench boost 33, and free hit in 34 for a long time now. And I still think, of course, it is the strongest one to go with. You can see how well the bench boost is doing currently in Game Week 33 as well, with a 25% gain on rank this game week, and it's only going to get better with still fixtures to play. Some quick points to cover over though. Matoma didn't start the game but came on and scored a goal. It seems that Gomez is injured as well, so Matoma's minutes should be a lot better against Chelsea at home, so looking forward to gaining some rank with him. Hopefully he can get another attack and return because he is mega differential in my team. Speaking about the Chelsea assets though, Enzo, João Pedro, a few injury concerns there, but mainly with João Pedro here. Wasn't in the squad at all for the first fixture. A late call on fitness is to be made for the Brighton game. Hopefully he plays even just 1 minute to get me a little few points here and there. But across the board, we're doing very well with bench boost in 33, and I'm really looking forward to free hit in 34. Let's take a look at how my first draft is looking for free hit. This is my first draft for free hit in Game Week 34, and like I mentioned in the introduction, could I go really differential with some big 1 week punts here, or do I stick template? And now with this squad, I think I've got a pretty good balance of both, and that's what I love about free hit in 34, the flexibility I have to just have a brand new squad. Of course, I just could not survive not using the free hit chip on this strategy with 0 players playing in my actual squad, so I think we've got a good mix here. What I want to start with though is the Arsenal triple up. I think a lot depends on injury news for this particular triple up, and I can definitely see by the end of the deadline having a triple up on Arsenal. I think it's a really strong fixture of Newcastle at home, but in the context of the title, the big race that's on between City and Arsenal after that Sunday game, this game's going to be so big for Arsenal. Now, the media and everything around Arsenal and City, they'll just have Arsenal's bottle jobs. This will be sort of another opportunity to bottle for Arsenal, but I just don't see that in an FPL point of view. I see it as a great fixture at home for Arsenal to just keep up their lead. 3 pointers necessary for them in this title race, and I think they will get the job done against a really poor Newcastle side. This is the strongest triple up I have right now of Arsenal, and when I say it depends on injury news, I really mean it, because if Madueke is available in this type of fixture, he could be a brilliant differential. Brilliant. But we just don't know what's going on right now. Could Kai Havertz playing up front against City and actually doing a pretty good job be a genuine pick on free hit for Game Week 34? Right now, we just don't know enough. And I see this as the strongest triple up. Raya, Gabriel, and Declan Rice. It's also, you know, in this fixture, it's going to be a midfield battle, I see. So Declan Rice, I think, is a really standout pick, especially as an Arsenal mid. But, you know, players like Timber as well could find his way into the squad. We just don't know if he's available right now. And it didn't look very likely with what happened at the weekend. We head also into, the Liverpool double up we have right now. Well, I do have triple up with Engamoa on the bench, but that just as a cheap option. But Virgil van Dijk and Mohamed Salah captain, we currently have for free hit in 34. Firstly, with Virgil van Dijk, it's tough to call with Liverpool defence right now. We've seen what happened with the goalkeeper situation at the weekend, with Maradashvili sadly going off injured. Freddie Woodman starting in goal is likely for this fixture, which is a big problem because, you know, clean sheet potential does go right down. Yes, he's an okay goalkeeper, and I've seen him a lot within the Championship when, you know, Sunderland, my team, played there. But I just don't think I can back the double Liverpool defence that I originally was on free hit. So Virgil, as the best Liverpool defender in my eyes, still keeps his place, but I'm just ever so slightly put off it with that goalkeeper news. And Mohamed Salah as captain, differential, yes, but is it the best move to make? I'm not entirely sold. Cody Gakpo, Florian Wirtz, Dominic Szoboszlai all seem like really solid picks, and we could see Cody Gakpo start up front for Liverpool, and Isak not quite make his way into the starting 11 with his fitness. So a lot to decide with it, but Mohamed Salah playing one of the last games he'll ever play at Anfield, captaining him doesn't feel that bad. But the player next to him, Bruno Fernandes, feels like the better option and probably the best option you can go for captaincy in Game Week 34. Very sensible, very template, you could say. But in this type of team, gaining rank, could I just fall on captain or Mohamed Salah? I think it's a strong possibility. Speaking about Bruno Fernandes, though, I think with the way United are playing at the moment, I do really back them to do well in this fixture, but I just don't expect many goals in the game. But Bruno Fernandes, like we spoke about all season, has so many routes to points. It just feels like almost guaranteed returns from your captain, which makes it the safest pick for me in the game week instead of going differential on captain. Now, focusing on some of the other picks in the team, you've got Dan Ballard and Sunderland, my team in specific right now. I don't think going for the likes of a Brian Brobby and Enzo Lafay within sort of the midfield and forward positions is as strong as going for a single Sunderland defender or a double up on the Sunderland defence. We don't score a lot of goals, guys. We really don't. Defensively, though, we are really strong. We don't know too much about Alderetti's injury. Could it keep him out for the Forest fixture? Could we see a partnership of Luke O'Nien, Dan Ballard at the back with maybe Mukiele and possibly even Trey Hume or Ronaldo playing left back? We absolutely could do. But I know at home, Sunderland are super strong. We're going to want a response to what happened at the weekend. Really disappointing for us not to get something from that fixture. Of course, Diarra's miss is absolutely heartbreaking, but I think it's a good, strong fixture for us. Forest in kind of a position where they can now almost just focus on their European problems, where they have to face a very strong Villa side. But I feel as though just having Dan Ballard there feels strong enough, focusing on that, good Sunderland fixture. Bowen with Everton at home, I feel almost is a lock. I had him originally on wildcard in 32 with perhaps even a plan to keep him for the majority of the season, but did sell him to João Pedro last game week for bench boost 33. He's such a strong option. West Ham playing really well at the moment. I feel like he's a lock pretty much in this team as that forward option, and there have been drafts where I have went big on the defence, big on the midfield, and just had him as the sole forward in this fixture. A great home game for him, of course. Where things get interesting with this draft, we've gone triple Spurs. Of course, if you said a few weeks ago, are you planning to go triple Spurs on free hit 34? I'd say no. I would say no, but the result against Brighton, just getting a draw, puts me in a spot where this could be their biggest game of the season against a really weak Wolves side. Away from home, of course, not as good, but there are upsides to having these as a triple up. Pedro Porro, of course, doing well in his last fixture in the double, of course, of 33. He seems like the best defensive asset you can own from Spurs on a lot of set pieces, of course. Xavi Simons starting to get a lot of minutes under the new manager, starting to flourish as well, as we've seen in their last game. Dominic Solanke as a forward option could be decent as well. All of these, of course, massively differential. Nobody owns Spurs assets. Why would you? But on a free hit, a 1 week punt on these players seems like a decent enough chance to gain some rank. But if you said that Wolves go ahead and get a draw in this fixture or even beat Spurs, would I be genuinely surprised? Not particularly. So those 3 players easily could change, and perhaps we even go just one Spurs player this week, but playing on that differential aspect, I think we could end up tripling up. Across the board, though, with this team, of course, we have the bench above my head here. Engamoa, Mane, really just kind of allowing me to have big priced players like Salah, Bruno Fernandes, Gabriel, Virgil. But that could change ever so slightly. We could have space for an Iliman Ndiaye in there, playing West Ham away from home. They're pushing to get Europe. Harry Wilson playing Aston Villa as well could be a decent shout. A lot of changes could be made to this team, and, expect a updated free hit draft later in the week once we've had more injury news. But overall, I'm really happy with this team, in all honesty. A good mix of template players, and there's a sprinkle of differentiality in there as well. Captaining Mohamed Salah, a triple up on Spurs. But yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how this free hit develops as the week goes on. So make sure you look out for my updated free hit draft later in the week. There are still games to play for FPL Gameweek 33, so my free hit draft could change as the week progresses, so make sure you're looking out for my free hit draft update later in the week. Of course, if you enjoyed this video though, make sure you drop a like, and if you're not yet subscribed to the channel, go ahead and click that sub button for future FPL content and FPL streams. But that is everything for today's video. Thank you again so much for watching, and I will catch you in the next one. Bye for now.